know your role, and shut your mouth. I'm just kidding. I'm gonna go ahead and jump straight into the topic. Confusion. This is something that comes with abuse. Every time that you're abused, most of the time you're gonna feel a state of confusion. You're gonna feel a little bit confused because there's certain questions that are gonna automatically pop up in your mind where you're not gonna have the right answer to, like, or an immediate answer to, like, why you're the one that's chosen for this. Why are people like this? You know what I'm saying? Like, you start thinking all these questions that you really can't answer. You don't know what's in somebody else's mind, so there's confusion there. And it's also, a lot of times you're going to be more confused if you've been abused, because you've been gaslighted so much. So you're questioning your own thoughts at the same time. You're questioning whether what's going on is really what you see or what you think it is, or are you overreacting? A whole bunch of questions, and you literally feel confused. And I'm talking about the physical part of it. I'm not just talking about the questions and not knowing the answer. I'm talking about, there's a feeling that goes with it, like in your body when you're confused, and that translates to other things, right? So confusion, when you're confused, it can make you angry. It can make you anxious. Um, and that's separate from the actual, like, just that stunned shock feeling that you get when you're confused. It's like you get that first and then you get angry. You get that first and then you get anxious, you know, and it just depends on the circumstances that's going to, like, dictate, like, what's next. But what also happens is you can get to the point where you're saying or doing things that you wouldn't normally be doing. Here's an example. Like, if you're arguing with a customer service rep, and they steer the conversation off just a little bit, and the next thing you know, you're arguing about something else, but you're more stubborn and adamant about something that is really not even that important to begin with. That's just their deflection, and people do that on purpose, like, and they think it's funny to kind of, like, try to confuse, and that's, to them, that's winning the game. Like, I won this, even though there's another question there. It's like, why are we even playing this game? Whenever I'm dealing with someone, the first thing is I'm already expecting, and people don't do this. Like, I've ran away from doing this myself, because, like, I don't want to be paranoid. But for me, I realize that having those type of thoughts and thinking somewhat negative fits the situation, fits the world, because we live in a toxic world, you know. But that's better than, the consequences of that are better than the consequences of being caught off guard. Like, when somebody does, or when a narcissist does pop up in your life, or, and they start saying things and you give them the benefit of the doubt. Now you're standing there shocked, and then you're confused, and the next thing you know, you're saying something that you wouldn't normally say, or you arguing about something you didn't intend to argue about, or you do something that doesn't make any sense, and that's another thing. That's another element of being confused. Like, you might say something that sounds kind of ridiculous, or you do something that doesn't, like, make sense, but it's because you're confused. And it's a direct link to the narcissist that you just talked to, or the person who just mistreated you. Now you're like, you make a wrong turn while you're driving, like, you know what I mean, like, and you're like, wait, whoa, I should have gotten over here, and then you cut somebody off on accident, and then they honk their horn at you, just brrr, and then you're like, and you start getting tunnel vision, you start panicking, and you're looking around all fast, trying to figure out where to go really, really quick, and there's somebody behind you, like, move, and it's all because of the narcissist that you're confused. Or, you know what I'm saying? It's just one of those things where you're just like, after you get distracted by them, it's like, okay, where are we now? Like, where was I? It starts this whole spiral of being ashamed. Like, you're ashamed of the mistakes you're making. You're ashamed of the fact that you're anxious. even when you say something stupid because you're confused, you're ashamed of that, and it goes on and on. But to prevent all of this, you just gotta focus on the fact that, and just know that anytime you're mistreated in any kind of way, even if it's something small, just a dirty look, somebody invading your space a little bit, or cutting you off, or anything, there's going to be confusion that goes along with it. And people judge you as well. Like, that's another thing. People will judge everything about you just because you look confused right now. You know what I'm saying? They could tell you're confused. And like I said, it lingers afterwards. So then they're just judging, you know what I'm saying? And they don't even know what they're really looking at. They don't understand that that's not how you normally are. But that's all I got. And if you feel anxious, this is just an element of it that you should pay attention to. So if you're snapping on somebody and you don't know why, or if you're anxious and you don't know why, it's probably because of you're confused and you just don't realize it, you know. And that's all I'm saying.